Nobody from Syria is going to give us the background on anybody that has crossed our border or who we have apprehended in this country. So if they don't ping on any of our databases, folks, welcome to America. Come on in. So, hey, what do you guys think? Having President Biden actively undermining our country's security while he's pretending to care about the border. He doesn't. He really doesn't. Neither does his administration. They just know they're stuck between a rock and a hard place because everybody has caught up to the scam, the border scam, and it's on us. And our border's been wide open and people are just flooding through 8 to 10 million. I think it's going to be 11 to 12 million when we figure it all out. And then we've got like 2 million known gotaways. And guess what now? Guess what's happening now? They're flying people in from overseas. This is just and we've known about this. And I mean, I've seen this. I've told you guys they're in the airports. So even sometimes when they're here and they come across the border, they're actually making their way to San Antonio, where I fly out of a lot, or even Austin, Dallas. Every time I'm in a different airport, Houston, I'm seeing all of these people with manila envelopes, people from Africa, people from Guatemala, people from Mexico, people from Ecuador. They're going on planes and they're flying all over the country. And guess what? They're not even showing appropriate identification. It's just whatever they told Customs and Border Protection they had. That's it. Just my name is Juan Don, and that's who I am. And now I'm going to fly from here to there. While on the other hand, I had to literally walk back from TSA because they put my birth date down wrong when somebody had booked my ticket last week. And so it had a different day, different year on my birth year. I'm not telling anyone. And then I had to go all the way back and have them fix that for me to get back through TSA so I could get on my plane. And I'm grateful for that. I want everybody to be checked. But the people that are coming through are not being checked. Listen to this. President Biden is flying migrants into our country from overseas. Apparently, it's meant to keep the bad guys out and funnel asylum seekers to the approved ports of entry. It's such a scam. And then late last week, Todd Bensman of the Center for Immigration Studies, he broke the news that the Biden administration has flown, listen to this, remember that stupid CBP app that I was telling you all about? 320,000 migrants into the United States using that CBP app. I've seen these migrants in airports myself. And on today's show, we're going to break down this report and what it means for 2024. I want you to stick around. You do not want to miss this show. But first, Goldco. This administration wants you taxed to the brink, under the thumb of the IRS, and controlled with the digital dollar. That's why thousands of hardworking Americans, including myself, are turning to Goldco. Listen to their current offer. Get a free 2024 Gold Kit and learn how to possibly get $10,000 in bonus silver as a listener of this show. They've helped people like you and me place over $3.5 billion in gold and silver. One of Goldco's most unique qualities is its education-first stance on the thoroughness of the information it provides. It offers a one-of-a-kind gold IRA kit for individual buyers to explain the economy and how gold IRAs work. So protect your family's financial future and freedom. Get started today at Sara, SARA-likesgold.com. Get your free gold kit from Goldco and learn how to get $10,000 in bonus silver. Sara, SARA-likesgold.com. That's Sara, SARA-likesgold.com. So here's the big scoop that came from Todd Bensman and his FOIA request, looking at how many people have actually been flown in by this app set up by U.S. Customs and Border Protection by the government. So he had a FOIA lawsuit. It was from the Center of Immigration Studies, and he discovered, listen to this, quote unquote, U.S. Customs and Border Protection has approved secretive flights that last year alone ferried hundreds of thousands of inadmissible aliens from foreign airports into some 43 American ones over the past year, all pre-approved on a cell phone app. Further, CBP has withheld from the center and apparently will not disclose the names of the 43 U.S. airports that have received 320,000 inadmissible aliens from January through December 2023, nor the foreign airports from which they departed. The agency's lawyers have cited a general law enforcement exemption. I call BS on the whole damn thing. Todd Bensman is by far one of the best investigative journalists out there. I've known Todd and we've known of each other for nearly 20 years because Todd and I were the only reporters actually reporting when I was way back at the Daily Bulletin on special interest aliens that were coming into the United States. And back then, those numbers were minimal to what is happening now. I mean, it's so out of control now that I feel like we're just importing foreign armies into our country, military-aged males from all over the world, Syria, Iraq, Africa, different parts of Africa, Guinea, Egypt, North Africa, Mali. I could go on and on. The Congo, they're running into people from the Congo, people from South Asia, people from all over the world, and particularly people and male, single-aged military males from countries connected to terrorism. How incredible is that? That is how at risk we are right now. And now, to make matters even worse, we find out that a US government app, which by the way, bypasses all of the immigrants that are doing everything the right way, putting in their applications, getting their backgrounds searched, ensuring that they have the money to support themselves when they come in here, ensuring that they have a sponsor in the United States, all that out the window. Who cares? We're just going to let everybody in. We're just going to do whatever we want. You and your families are at risk. You know what? Take a look at your children. Take a look at your children. Take a look at your husband, at your wife, because we could be walking through the mall. I could be walking with my kid in the mall, and that mall could have a bomb in it because our president decided that he was going to fly in people from all over the world and just let them come in and do whatever they want. These people are not being vetted. They are not being vetted, and they come from countries where we have absolutely no relationship with them, so we can't even properly vet them ourselves. We don't even know who they are. Nobody from Syria is going to give us the background on anybody that has crossed our border or who we have apprehended in this country. So if they don't ping on any of our databases, folks, welcome to America. Come on in. They could be living right next door to you, and you will have no idea. I've been on these flights throughout the country. I am sometimes a tour guide because I speak Spanish fluently. So if it's somebody who speaks Spanish or somebody who speaks French, I speak a little French. I'm actually over exaggerating even a little. I have phrases that I say, and usually is "Je ne comprends pas français." I don't understand French. Thank you very much, but I try. So anytime somebody comes up to me at an airport and they're lost and they're carrying a manila envelope, I'm like, wow, this is my opportunity to talk to them. Where are you from? Oh, you're from Ecuador. Oh, where are you from? Oh, you're from Bolivia. Oh, you're from Guatemala. And I guide them in the airport because they're completely lost. Sometimes I come in very early in the morning, like around 4:30 if I have a 5 a.m. flight or a 4 a.m. And I just see them sleeping all over the airports. And it doesn't matter if it's San Antonio, Houston, Dallas, Austin, Boston, Chicago, everywhere I go, I am seeing migrants who were illegal aliens who have now been allowed in the country by our president. So now they are not illegal. I mean, they're illegal in my mind, but they're not illegal under the law because they've granted them permission to stay in the country. And you know what? And the government, these crazy radical leftists that are trying to break our nation or change the voting block or, gerrymander, whatever they're trying to do, they really do not give a rat's ass about you or your family or your security or anything else. They don't care. They just do not care. You want to know why? Because they're safe. See, all these rich people in Washington, they love walls. They're all around their houses. the majority of them have giant walls. They don't let everybody in. They don't say, oh, come on in and have breakfast with me. Oh my gosh, I love you. Let me open my doors. Let me go ahead, take a shower in my bathroom. You know, they don't care. They do whatever they want. Okay. Macy has been sleeping so sound underneath my desk. She's not even snoring. That is how good the My Pillow pet pillow is. Folks, you want to go get something that is going to make a difference for you and your pet? Get the My Pillow pet pillow. By the way, also get the Giza Dream Sheets. And right now, Mike Lindell has the Giza Dream Sheets on sale. Queen size sheets for guess what? $59.98. King size sets for only $69.98. Remember, use promo code Carter, CARTER, at checkout to get access to these great deals. I have them in my house. You know, sheets always feel like it's kind of the last thing you think about when you have some. And then when you got to pull some out for a guest, you're like, oh my gosh, I got old sheets. Some of them even have holes in them. Well, I got rid of those. I bought My Pillow Giza Dream Sheets, and everyone loves them, including my kids, my husband, and the guests who are staying at our house. Folks, go to mypillow.com/Carter or call 1-800-685-7221 today to get the Giza Dream Sheets queen size for only $59.98 or king size for $69.98. Call 1-800-685-7221 or go to mypillow.com/Carter, promo code Carter, CARTER. Again, mypillow.com/Carter, promo code Carter. Hey everyone, make sure you're subscribed to the show down below. Leave us a comment and a like. It really does make a difference. Thank you. I want to get to some key points in Bensman's article because I think these are so important. Number one, according to Todd Bensman, this program, it started in late 2022. We know about that. Some of those stories broke earlier about the CBP app. This is a Biden program through and through. The left cannot blame Trump for this. This is Biden all the way. And by the way, when Trump was in office, his executive orders, I mean, he had 4 years and he did in 4 years what no other president has ever done to secure that border. He is amazing. I mean, his policies on the border, led by Stephen Miller and others, and of course, Tom Homan, my great friend, Mark Morgan, who helped finish that wall. I don't even know how Mark Morgan got that done, but he did. These are all amazing people, part of the Border 911 group with me. These are all amazing people that did everything they could until Biden came into office and destroyed everything. Another reason CBP, and this is a point Todd Bensman made in the article, another reason CBP may not want to release the names of the airports because that was a big thing. They don't want to release the names of the airports where the people were flown into. Guys, we already know. We're seeing all these people get off planes. I literally get pushed out and I have a lot of miles. You know how much I fly for Sean? So there are times where I don't even get to sit. I don't even get to sit in the upgraded seats because they're full of illegals. They'll get the seat before me and I'll have to sit in the back. And you can't even complain about it because you'll go to jail. I swear, because there is somebody, every time I feel like you need to bring something up with a flight attendant or you have a dispute with like a gate agent, you're like this close to getting hauled off. So don't even bother. They have too much power. It's crazy. It's crazy. But I see illegals just standing in line at the airport with their manila envelopes going through security. And I'm like, welcome to America. Sometimes I'm like, I see 5 dudes. I'm like, I cannot believe after remembering the 9/11 hijackers. Remember when they were assessing the airport? I don't know if for those of you who are old enough to remember when those videos would run of Mohammed Atta and it was like the security cameras in the airport. And I mean, and Atta was there, you know, apparently on a visa. So he was legal. How safe were we? And he's walking around and going back and forth through, you know, TSA security checkpoints. And I'm thinking like, wow. Well, there's 5 guys who have not even been vetted and they're coming through with me right now. And they're just walking through. We don't even know who they are. They make up their names. Wandon. I just say Wandon. Welcome, Wandon. Wandon. Thank you for coming into America. What are you doing here? Why do you want to be here? Who are you meeting? And by the way, every single one of them knows to have this. They just rip off a piece of paper. They write an address in it. Boom, boom, boom. They put that address, in wherever on them. And that's the address of the people that they're going to be staying with, apparently. Why do they all have that little address in their pockets, a different address here and there? And by the way, why do some of them all have the same address? They can't all be related to each other. You think that would be a hint of human trafficking there. But we're too busy bringing people in to be bothered by the legalities of it all, right? Legal schmeagle. We're not going to be bothered by that. We're just too busy processing people to come into the United States, right? Too busy. So they don't want to release the names of the airports where the migrants are landing because it would undermine the narrative, especially that one that Governor Abbott is causing the migrant crisis in big cities, right? They tried to blame this all on Governor Greg Abbott. But it's actually the Biden administration that is overwhelming cities like Chicago, Denver, New York, and others. Abbott there's no one there now. Since Abbott put up the concertina wire, none of those buses are really running. Nobody's coming in here. Not through Texas. They're all going in through Arizona, California, maybe a few here, trickle here and there through Texas. Yeah, there's some open spots, but it's not as much as it was. Now I want you to think about this. Remember, the 320,000 is likely an underestimation of the number of people that actually have been flown in from overseas. Because when you're doing a Freedom of Information Act request, they can fudge. They always make these numbers hard for us to understand. And they're only giving you what they want to give you. That's very important to remember. Remember, this only includes migrants flown into America from January through December 2023. So assuming the CBP is flying migrants at the same rate this year, they have already flown in more than 53,000 migrants to a town near you in 2024. That's the insanity of all of this. So what does this mean? What does this mean for 2024? What does this mean for the election? I mean, well, if you're as shocked as I am, regardless of how you feel about the Republican candidate, which I believe will be President Donald J. Trump, who I think is amazing and who I fully support, you better think twice about voting for Biden, because you're voting for an administration that is literally breaking our nation in half and destroying this country piece by piece and destroying our sovereignty. Now, if that is what you want, nobody can stop you at the ballot box. But I know most of you who are listening to me, most of you are probably thinking the same thing. What is going to happen to my child's future, my grandchild's future, my future? What does this mean for our nation? Who's going to be held accountable when this open border horrific policy that has put all of our lives in danger, when something actually comes to fruition, when we actually are facing an attack in this nation? Who is going to be held responsible? And God help them if it's a family member of mine or a friend. God help them, because they know and they're allowing it to happen. You need to take this seriously, folks. Everything is on the line now in 2024. You and I together have to take a stand, and we have to make a difference. And we can't do that unless we speak up, unless we speak with our feet, go to the ballot box, overwhelmingly vote for the other guy. Not for Mr. 10%, not for the big guy, for the other guy, for President Trump. Because if we don't, we will give Biden 4 more years to thoroughly destroy our nation and planet Earth. Sorry to leave you on that high note, on that low note, right? I guess the high note is that we have a chance to correct it in November, right? We have a chance to correct it in November, and you and I and all of your friends and family and everybody on the planet can do that because we are one big family here at the Sara Carter Show. Let's get out. Let's spread the word. Let's do what's right. Let's hold Biden accountable. Call your lawmakers. Say we're not going to put up with this. Don't forget to do that. And please make sure you are subscribed to the Sara Carter Show on your favorite podcast app. It helps us keep the show free and really gives us a boost in our algorithms. If you're watching on Rumble or YouTube, give us a like and a follow as well. Thank you. I want you to follow me on Truth at Sara Carter Official, on X at Sara Carter DC, and on Instagram at S Carter DC. God bless you. God bless our great nation. God bless our men and women in law enforcement and in uniform for protecting us. God bless President Donald J. Trump. May he win in November. And God bless the great state of Texas.